And welcome back to the channel. And AudioEngine have sent us the 5 Plus and the 2 Plus speakers here. So the 2 Plus is wireless and the 5 Plus are just hardwired speakers. So what we'll do is a bit of an unboxing here, see what they go, see how they sound like, see what AudioEngine's all about, because I've heard really good things about them, but that'll be my opinion on that. I was an audiophile back in the day. It's been a while since now, so I've actually gone back into desktop speakers. But let's get these two unboxed and see what they're like. So we'll start off with I think we might start off with the 2 Plus wireless actually. I'm going to push this one aside and we will do the 2 Plus pilot. So wireless. The box here comes with 2 bags, pretty fancy bags. So open the first one up first and it looks like it comes with the power brick. It does, and it is power brick here, 2-pin. And what have we got on here? Looks like just a power cable. Yep, so we got speaker wire. Obviously to hook up one to the other, because obviously one is going to be the master and the other one will be the slave, we'll call that. We've got a 3.5mm audio jack here as well, speaker plug there, and then we've got a micro USB cable. Speakers, 2 speakers here, wrapped up in a nice felt cover. And then you've got your quick start guide and obviously just bits and stuff from AudioEngine, and there's nothing else in the box. So let's take the speakers out, have a quick look at them. You can see guys, I'm still brand new. So this is going to be the bottom. It's pretty strange because the box actually says white, but they're actually black, which is good. So looking at that one there, and then second speaker, I'm guessing this is going to be the master because this has got all the inputs on this one here. And this is the other one here as well. So yeah, I was right. So you've got, we'll call it the slave speaker, then you've got your master speaker here. So the master speaker has got all the inputs. So you've got your RCAs, you've got your volume, you've got your pairing button here for your Bluetooth, you've got your micro USB inputs, you've got your power, and then you've got your 2 outputs here as well here for connecting up the 2 speakers together, which is pretty good. I like the way they've used the gold-plated fittings on here as well, which is really good. Even the input is gold-plated. We'll get these aside for a second, and then what we'll do is later on we'll get them plugged in. So we'll move all these aside and open up the 5 Plus. So the 5 Plus is going to be probably a bit more hard to open up. So we'll leave this to the side here. Taking things out of the box straight away. Plastic here. You've got your audio RCAs, you've got your power, and you've got your quick start guide as well. There's no power brick in this thing. No, this is, the power must go directly straight into the speakers. All right, so then you've got your connecting wires here. So there's a bit of a difference between the 2 Plus and the 5 Plus. Also the 2 Plus, they just give you standard cabling here from audio cables, and then you got the 5 Plus that give you the gold connectors. Actually, I can't think of the word of actually what this top connector is actually. I've actually used it for my amp, for my theatre room at home. So I've got a Yamaha amp. There you go. The speakers are heat. Oh. So the same thing as 2 Plus. They've actually come in massive bags. It looks like you can actually wall mount these as well, which is very nice. And these are the white ones. Well, look at that. Very nice. And take the other one out too, which I'm guessing is going to be the slave. This is much lighter speaker compared to the master speaker. Okay. The 2 Plus is a matte black finish, and obviously the 5 Plus is a gloss white, which to be honest, I actually don't mind them having a gloss white. And you can see here the drivers I've got on here. I'll turn this one around so you can see the amp. Obviously you've got the cooling fan here, cooling amp here as well. You've got your power in. You can select your voltages between 120 to 240 volt. Power, audio in as well here. You've got your inputs here for your RCAs, antenna, and obviously you can pair as well, so it's Bluetooth at the same time as well. I think the other way we can do this now is try and plug these in, see how they sound, see how they go. Obviously there's going to be a big difference between the 5 Plus and the 2 Plus in audio, but we'll get to test it out and see what it sounds like, and hopefully, you know, what AudioEngine have really brought to PC419. I'll let you guys know. So let's look at some of the general specifications of the A5 Plus. So it has a max power output of 150 watts. Obviously, it can be used in North America or Australia with the voltage differences of 115 volts or 240 volts. The amplifier type has a dual class AB monolithic. The drivers that the A5 Plus uses are 5-inch aramid fiber woofers and 3/4-inch silk dome tweeters. So the power consumption on idle is 10 watts, on mute 6 watts, and sleep is 4 watts.
The finishing options you can get with the A5 Plus comes in satin black, high gloss white, as we got here, and the solid carbonized bamboo. And the materials and constructions they use to actually build the A5 Plus, which is 13mm thick MDF, has 130mm aramid fiber woofers with advanced voice coils, and 20mm silk dome tweeters with pneumatic band magnets. Now let's look at the A2 Plus wireless speakers, some of the general specifications on there. So the amplifier type, as like the A5 Plus, is dual class AB monolithic. The power output is obviously half on this one, it's only 60 watts at max peak. So the drivers they use was 2.75 inch aramid fiber woofers with 3/4 inch silk dome tweeters. The main voltages on this one, which is auto switching from 100 volt to 240 volts. The micro USB connector on the back of the speaker on the 2 Plus. Now that is a USB input, so you're able to actually plug in your say your phone or any device on there that actually can carry a cable of some sort that's got micro USB. You'll be able to actually have your music or so forth just connected directly to the speakers itself, and also obviously it is Bluetooth compatible. Go back to the Bluetooth, so it does carry Bluetooth 5.0, that is for the 2 Plus and for the 5 Plus. And the wireless range is up to about 100 feet, which is about 13 meters. The materials they use was pretty much exactly the same materials they use for the 5 Plus, but just obviously in a smaller version. You've got 18mm thick MDF cabinets, it's got 20mm silk dome tweeters, 2.75 inch aramid fiber woofers. And the finishing options on the 2 Plus is like the 5 Plus. It comes in satin black, which is what we have here. We've got the high gloss white paint. Obviously the color of the white paint you can see from the 5 Plus. And it also comes in a high gloss red paint as well, which is a very strange color, I think, personally. So I've had some time to actually have a play around with the 5 Plus and the 2 Plus. And to be honest, I actually enjoyed both these two sets of speakers. And I've got to hand it to AudioEngine on this, on their build quality as well. They've done an absolutely fantastic job on both sets, on the 2 Plus and the 5 Plus. Going to my thoughts on the speakers itself. So obviously you've got the 5 Plus at 150 watts, and then you've got the 2 Plus at 60 watts max peak. If you had a small desk and a small area to work with, the 2 Plus would be absolutely fantastic speakers to work with. Obviously not as bassy as the 5 Plus, but they are still a good set of speakers, and obviously having wireless capability as well, and the 2 Plus has an input connection on this as well. But I've got to hand it to them in regard to obviously the speakers on the 5 Plus. Obviously did a bit of gaming and also did played music. I'm not going to play any music on the channel itself because obviously I don't want to be copyright struck because it has happened before in the past. But from my experience here, I've got to hand it to AudioEngine on this. They've done absolutely fantastic jobs on the 5 Plus and the 2 Plus. The only issue I had in regard to this was the remote. So the 5 Plus does come with a remote as well. And I think it's just a dead battery. I didn't have a battery in the studio here to test with, but I'm going to try it out with a new battery and see how that works. And hopefully it works fine on this. If it does, all well and good, I'll put a new battery into it and get it working. It is only volume up, volume down, mute and sleep. But if it doesn't work, I'll get in contact with AudioEngine and hopefully get a replacement remote on this, because it is handy as well. And it's actually really, really good because it's actual aluminium as well, which is absolutely fantastic. But I've got to hand it to both of them in regard to this. So obviously it comes in a few variant colors on both versions. This one actually comes in red, which is actually really, really nice. But I've got to say that for the price range, you know, got I think $200 or $300 Australian here and about $600 Australian here for roughly around this for the 5 Plus. For the build quality, what you're getting are absolutely fantastic. So AudioEngine have done a really, really good job on this, and obviously having Bluetooth wireless as well. So it's giving you the option to obviously connect it dual, so you can actually have it hardwired or have it Bluetooth. So if you got your desktop and it's got a really good sound card, have a wired connection on there. If you haven't got a really good sound card, I would recommend getting an amp for this, just to actually get as much sound quality as best quality as you can. So obviously some of the higher end motherboards, if you are connecting to a desk onto your PC. They've got really good sound cards, and then we get the mid-tier and low end. To be honest though, their sound cards aren't really that great. So if you have got a soft low to mid-tier PC, I would probably recommend getting an amp for this, just to get the best sound quality as possible in regard to audio, gaming and so forth, and music. Well guys, what are your thoughts on the 5 Plus and the 2 Plus? This is speakers for you. Like I said, if you've got a small area, I recommend the 2 Plus. They're a 60 watt max peak, and then you got the 5 Plus if you've got a larger area with a 150 watt max peak as well. But let us know in the comments below. I would love to see them. I'd like to thank AudioEngine for sending out the 5 Plus and the 2 Plus to the PC419 studio. Guys, if you're looking for our merch as well, I'll have the link in the description below. Follow our social media, and guess what? I'll see you in the next one.